You ready? Are you ready?
Oh, I'm ready.
It is so windy. Good morning everyone, back with another episode of Stuff and Things. Pretty stoked on this one. We are kind of doing a redemption to the last winter camping video. We had a few nice days here around the Denver area and it was like 51 yesterday. Today, down near Denver, it is 51. It's a little bit colder up where we're at right now, but we've made it to our Old Faithful camping spot, which is kind of tricky. There's a lot of switchbacks, there's a few little obstacles, and in this case there was a lot of snow everywhere. So I didn't film a whole lot on the way in because I had to pedal down the whole time, that way we didn't lose momentum. Made it all the way up here, probably faster than we've ever made it up here. That took like, I don't know, 5 minutes.
That was fast.
I should check my track on Onyx Off-Road, but yeah, we're up here and I've come more prepared this time with the diesel heater now in working order. I'm gonna explain all that stuff in a little bit. If you caught the last video, you'll kind of know what I'm talking about. We got extra bags, we got heated blanket. I'm gonna load up the tent with all of our comfy warm stuff, and we're kind of celebrating Valentine's Day because I'm gonna be traveling this coming week. Ashley is going to be traveling herself. So, oh, that was so cute. Gotta set up camp now. All right, camp is all set up. We're ready to party. Are you only getting your snacks, not my snacks? Rude. So I got the lava box out. I was gonna start up a fire while we're gonna eventually cook dinner here, but it is so freaking windy. After I set the tent up, we hung out in there for a minute and the wind is whipping.
Whip it good.
That's a nice hoodie you got there.
Okay.
Now, as for the diesel heater from the last video, this is the current setup. You can check out the last video if you did not see the issues that I ran into with this thing. And I realized that that video was just like spur of the moment. I was talking to you guys in real time, so I didn't give you a definite answer of what went wrong with this thing. My guess in the video was correct, and the level of the fuel in this thing got too low to a point where the temperature outside made the diesel gel up, and it really gelled up the lines inside of here. The lines are teeny tiny, so when it is negative 10 degrees outside, it's pretty easy for diesel to fail. A ton of people were in the comment section saying you could add diesel additive to it. Of course I can. There's a few other things that I could do, like run this intake into the inside. I can run this thing on a higher level. That will make everything more efficient. A lot of people were upset with how I had my exhaust mounted before, which honestly doesn't really matter. That was not the issue, but just to make some of you guys happy out there, I now have the exhaust just down and out the side there. So I'm really hoping that this thing works for us tonight, and I think it will. Got the tube already ran up into the tent. I'm actually using a different battery this time. I brought 3 different batteries just to make sure we were all warm, especially because we have camber with us. I have the PLB 40, which I used before. I also have my big Anchor 757 powerhouse. I have the electric blanket in the tent, so we're gonna plug that in. It's gonna be like super warm in here. And then I also have a new Jackery that I'm probably going to run the diesel heater with tonight, and it's tiny. I'll show you guys that once we're up in the tent. You wanna just hang out in the tent? Hopefully a tree doesn't fall on us tonight. We're really gonna put this tent to the test with this wind. Okay, so.
Here's the tent.
Here's the tent.
That is a sweet tent.
Let's just give it a second. We're gonna give it a second so you guys can hear how windy this is right now. It's not super bad right this minute, but it's definitely rocking the tent. It's super windy right now. Now, some of the good things about this tent that for some reason, I guess people weren't aware of in the last video that I brought you guys of this thing. This is the 3.0 of my collab with FSR. And a lot of people were asking about insulation in this tent because I did that cold winter camping video. This is insulated right here. Whenever I refer to material on here as tri-layer, these windows are tri-layer, so the wind will not pass through here. It's really great for wind, actually. This door is tri-layer. That window is tri-layer. And the whole top of the tent is tri-layer as well. Now, it doesn't really matter how much insulation you have in a tent. When it gets down to like the negative numbers, it's just gonna be cold regardless, and we of course have a lot of things to keep us warm in here tonight. But a lot of people weren't aware that tri-layer is actually insulated. So this tent is like partially insulated, lightweight. You can store all of your stuff in it, like these bags and pillows that we're using, and it's affordable too. This is your first time in the newest prototype. What do you think?
I like it a lot. I like this part the best.
Yeah, so this was actually a change that I had requested. This right here now has clear pockets, and it accommodates, what is this, 12.6 inch iPad? The biggest iPad that you can get. This is Ashley's. So we got Netflix up right here, which is nice.
That little snoozy pooch right here.
Do you notice that this tent is a little bit bigger too?
Yeah, I do.
Like taller this way, wider, just by a little bit.
Which is nice, because I don't like sleeping next to you.
Yeah, I don't like sleeping next to you either. Camber, on the other hand, I like sleeping next to Camber.
Yeah.
There's a good chance that she's gonna sleep right here tonight.
Right here.
So tired from running around in the snow. So this is the little battery that I picked up that we're going to be running the diesel heater with tonight. This is a Jackery Explorer 240. I got it on Amazon for maybe like 200 bucks. It is fully charged, and there's a 12 volt port on here that does not cut out at 120 watt draw. I've seen it drawing out of one of these up to, I think it was like 132 watts. And although this thing is small, it should be able to start up and power the diesel heater all night. There's the wind. If for some reason this one doesn't work, I still have the Dometic PLB 40 that we will try. How are we gonna cook in this wind?
Yeah, so I was thinking about that.
Well, the sun is about to set.
Bitch slept by the wind.
In like 30 minutes. We can't even really enjoy it. It's actually behind the mountains already, so it's starting to get windier, starting to get colder. There's the wind. We are strengthening the struts on this tent to make it even more rigid. It's not like this thing is going to like fall down on top of us, but I think having a little bit more rigidity there is going to just make this thing withstand wind even a little bit better. It is super windy though. Like any tent in this wind right now would be just ripping. So Hopefully it cools off, and then we can cook dinner, fire up the diesel heater, and get a good night's sleep. You ready? Are you ready?
Oh, I'm ready.
It is so windy. Well, the sun has set and it is still violently windy out here, but we need to cook dinner, so we're going to do that. And then we can fire up the diesel heater, plug in the electric blanket. Come on, the weather is nice out here.
Oh, okay.
It's cold. Whose idea was this?
What a great Valentine's Day weekend. Oh, Camber, you're so helpful.
626 watts this thing draws. A few people asked about where we got this thing. I actually ordered it on Amazon, so I'll leave a link for it in the description if I remember. Now we just wait till it boils.
Great.
It's cold. It's so cold. It's so cold. It's so cold.
Great.
I honestly don't know what is more unpleasant at this time, the super cold camping or this, because that wind is cold and it is blowing.
No. Oh, yeah.
Dude.
It's getting coming back up. You're staying with me?
You can use the electric blanket.
Okay.
Well, went from having a good time to not having a great time. We just had an issue with the diesel heater, but it wasn't the diesel heater's fault. The wind is so crazy that it's rocking the tent on the truck, and when the truck is rocking, everything is moving, and it's my own fault, but the way that I had the diesel heater sitting between my tailgate and the C4 table on my swing out fell off. So now I moved the whole thing to the C4 table, which I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. It's definitely most stable there, but I don't want the dumb exhaust port which comes out of the bottom of it to mess up the coating on the table. It's honestly not that cold right now. It's just so windy.
So windy.
The wind chill is definitely cold, but in this tent it's not bad. It's just like violent winds. Camber's not loving it.
Hers is.
She's actually doing okay for how crazy it is. No, it's not blowing hot air. Hopefully this thing works, but it did fall from like 3 feet high.
Shoot.
Oh man.
Morning. Oh. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Good morning.
So great.
So that was so great. Good news is the diesel heater fired back up, and I ran it on level 3 all night, which is way too hot for the temperature last night. It was like probably mid to high 20s. Didn't even need the diesel heater, but I'm glad we had it just so I could test it out some more. Even after it falling off of my tailgate and slamming onto the rocks, it works. And it's still pumping hot air in here right now, so that's good. Bad news is this one right here laid right like that all night in between us. But really the wind. That wind did not stop until probably 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. So we were both up all night, and I think it was around like 4 o'clock that it finally stopped. And we slept a little bit. It wasn't great, but it's better than freezing to death, I think. Going out.
Good luck.
Now let's check out the damage done to the diesel heater. It honestly doesn't really look that bad. It's just like scratched up a little bit. It kind of landed on the intake hose and it crunched this, so I just crunched it back into place. This is what I was kind of worried about last night, is setting this on my table with this super hot exhaust kind of rubbing up against the powder coat. But it's completely fine. Did not do any damage to that, which is nice. I'm actually gonna power this off. I'll let that thing cool down. Curious how much fuel we have left. Still got plenty of fuel left too, which is good.
Hello.
That was record cleanup time when it's not freezing cold. 35 degrees outside.
See, she's back there. Packed her up. I packed you right up.
And just like that, we made it home. Got the truck washed. Probably gonna take a nap now because we did not sleep very well last night, but the diesel heater worked, so that's a plus. Hopefully that thing will continue to work for the rest of winter, but it is warming up down here. It's like a false sense of spring because right now it's only February, but there will probably be some more snow in the forecast, which means more winter camping will be coming soon. Now this week I'm going to pick up a new vehicle to add to the fleet, which will be one of the newest additions to the channel. Kind of talked about that in my year plan video around January 1st. How about we add 2 vehicles to the fleet? 2 new vehicles in the next 2 weeks?
I guess.
You guys will see that stuff on the channel here soon. That's all that I got for today. So if you're new to the channel, consider clicking subscribe. I make new videos every week. As always, thanks for watching.
I'll talk to you in the next one.
See ya.